Up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers. Happy Thursday morning to all of you. 9:01 a.m. here in San Jose, Costa Rica. 11 a.m. in Miami, where we will be rolling Diplomat Beach Resort. It's over $200 a night, $35 daily resort fee. We got that down to $129.99, and we squashed the resort fee, but we still get internet. And we're doing it up big, man. We're doing it up big. Whale Capper, Donnie Rightside, Drew Martin, Parlay Poppy, DJ Big Boss. And then there's like 30, 40, 50 cappers that we run with low baggers in South Florida. Headlined by, of course, Big Ragu, Red Girl. So many incredible, talented cappers that we'll be rolling with. And then we got people coming from all over the country, all over America, all over Canada, coming to party with us. Here is the link right now for the deal. To get the link, it's right here. It's right here. And boom, there you go. Man, right on the beach. Oh, it's going to be glorious. Dolphins, Marlins, Gulfstream Park. It's going to be spectacular. And then secondly, Beat the Bag Saratoga. Beat the Bag. So it's another 3-round tournament, just like we did with the Triple Crown. We're doing it for Saratoga over the next 6 weeks. $1,000 up for grabs, free to play, and the program is out. Everything's out. So here is the link to the contest. $1,000 up for grabs, free. Here is the link to the contest. And the more people that enter the contest, the more money I can get for it and all that good stuff. Okay, so there is where's the form? I had it. So here it is. Okay, so that's the link to the contest. And then here is the link to the form. So then you go on to that. So you go over this form. Here we go. Pick your winners. Go up, and then the link on the SBR forum, just list your winners through each race, and you are eligible for 800 bet points and $1,000. There you go. Okay, that was the business that I had to take care of. Here's the glory. We are on a massive run. I do not remember this show being on such a massive run before, and it's not like just one or two of us are eating. It feels like we are all eating, and it feels so good. And today is the first day of 2019 that I come to you a man in plus units in MLB, and it's just teamwork, and it's you guys, man. It's you guys, and it's teamwork, and it's this chat that makes things so special, so absolutely special, and makes me pumped to wake up every morning at 4:45. I wake up pumped, ready to go, because we keep eating. And it feels so good. Shout out to all the cappers down. We got Joe and Nisi coming off a 3-0 Wednesday. Joe and Nisi was 3-0 by the afternoon show. I mean, he hit the 3 morning games and hammered them all. Derek Tucker in the house has loved this channel. Wish I found it sooner. Derek Tucker, the low bag fam. Welcome. Top set, Elio, ready to go. Derek Tucker saying, anyone liking the over for Padres Marlins? We have a lot of work to do on this baseball card, but it's not a full 15-game slate. We're going to be able to handle each and every one of these games. I know we got a bunch of afternoon games. We're going to hammer those. And then Babano will be joining us in 36 minutes with his take on this card. We got Cobra Sports. Cobra Sports says, let's get it, been taking a beating recently. Really off my game. Going through a lot of changes right now. It ebbs and it flows. It ebbs and it flows, and there's a lot of us that are eating right now, and there's times when we're struggling, and that's why we work together. And listen, work together, teamwork. There's Dave L.A. You want to talk about someone on straight fire. There's Drew Daddy, Serious Business, Daryl Lyles, Imp 13. Phillies first 5 back in NOLA. Let's cash. I like that look a lot. I like that look a ton. And I'm not a big Ross Stripling guy this year. I like that look a ton. There's Red Girl, Rockstar, Drew Daddy, Pink Eye Genie. I mean, this guy... Talk about multifaceted individual. He's capping and spreading pink eye awareness. Jesus, what a guy. Rockstar Kevin Pine in the house. And the taint, come on. With that spectacular record, there's going to be highs and lows, ebbs and flows. We talk about it. It's about, bet size appropriately and ride them out. Yellow Jesus. Thank you for the kind words, Yellow Jesus. Spreading love to all of our picks, blessing all of our picks. We got Jonathan Succi, Neo Money, Jason M, Jamile Stone, Marlins alternative run line. Book it, Dano. That first five, man. We'll go over quickly, and I know we got to get to the games, but we'll go over quickly what happened yesterday. I was very close to a 6-0 day. It was a 4-1-1 day with the push, and I left the sports keg. I did a sports keg last night. I love that show so much. I did a sports keg. I left. In the White Sox-Royals game was 2-0 in the bottom of the fifth. There was 2 out, nobody on base, and I left. I had to go to a party, and I pushed the first 5 under 6 somehow. I lost my fucking mind when I got in there and realized that I'd not cashed that shit. Very, very, very disappointing. Antoine Seymour! You want to party with Antoine Seymour? You come to Miami. Hako Schofield, C. Dom, Dave Burke, my guy Berkey now, Persian King ready to get to work. Unbelievable. What a great, great group. Bookie Lover Q ready to eat. Steve Mendez, Russell Gordy, Barsaman, Dom Ricci. Mets bullpen last 10 games lowered their ERA to 3 and went from 8 games to 5 out of the wild card. They're looking good, Dom. Buzzo TV says Dodgers and over. Shadow had a 3-0 day. Geez, Shadow, you are rolling. Vegas Lawrence ready to get to work. Hako Schofield. Tomino Thomas says, I think there's value with the Phillies' first 5. Noah's been great. Stripling is mediocre. Phillies have been much better at home. Man, Harper's numbers, they were going over Harper's numbers with runners on scoring position, runners on, and with the bases empty. And it's just ridiculous how bad he is with the bases empty. It's a very, very interesting psychological issue he's going through where I guess he just doesn't care unless there's some runners on the bases. Ricardo Flores says teamwork makes the dream work. Brandon Lugo. Brooke Jordan. Nice. We don't get Brooke Jordan enough. Joseph Gomez says Red Girl is fire. She certainly is. Dave Burke says, got the whole bag on Dodgers, Phillies, first 5 under. Let's go, baby. Hot hands, hot hands. Gary Horvath, ready to go. Trenton Claxton, you want to party with Trenton Claxton? You come to Miami. Party with us. Barry blocks his D-backs plus units. Sorry, Big Boss had to fade your Rockies pick yesterday. There's Big Boss, another guy. So when in June, he was coming on the show giving 4-0 weeks. 2-0 on Monday, 2-0 on Wednesday, and then we moved to Wednesday, Friday. And then that's just the way things work, That's just the way things work. And that's why you just, your bet size being the same or appropriate, not going too hard on any one play, and then you're in business, man. You're in business. Okay. Don Regis says, over 7 in Giants is my favorite play today. Russell Gordy says, told you Baltimore would win. Buzzo TV, screenshot that Dodgers money line and over, Jimmy, so we can talk about it tomorrow. Okay. And Brooke Jordan says, busy working hard, Jimmy. I feel you. Brooke Jordan, we have so much love for you in the Low Bag fam. Jeff Joseph says on Argos and Bombers point spread parlay, and then add Saskatchewan for a triple play point spread. All interesting stuff there, Jeff, because more money keeps coming in on the stamps. It's now 12.5, and we'll see what our guy Babano has to say about that. Okay, Jonathan Succi says, bet on my boy Alex Hernandez bouncing back from the Cowboy knockout. We have on the Late Show, we have our guy Anna Merrick ready to rock and roll. Okay, so first off, for the first time in 2019, before we start breaking down these baseball games, for the first time, there's plus signs. Fucking plus signs. Rafa, can you pop it up? Fucking plus signs. God, the grind, man. Plus signs, finally. Jesus. God, feels good. I mean, obviously, if you're so excited about being plus 2.67 units, there's probably a red flag or, but whatever, man. Baby steps. Baby steps. Oh, look at Brooke Jordan says, love you right back. Bag, family. Love this teamwork. All right, let's get to work. Let's get to work right now. Let's start with this game that's popping off in 1 hour. So 1 hour. So if I want to bet on the Denelson Lamet Caleb Smith game, I'm going to have to make a move when Babano is here on the show. It starts off soon. Just 25 minutes after that is the Stripling Nola start. We're going to start with Padres Marlins. Money lines and totals here at sportsbookreview.com. Here we go. Padres open up at minus 110. We ate on the under yesterday. It was a little close in the first 5, 3 runs. A little close in the first 5. And Drew Martin's play of the day was the full game, and he cashed that, and we cashed that first 5. We got under 4. And those of you who got under 3.5 late, I was a little worried about that, but it worked out fine. Dinelson Lamet, and Caleb Smith. So Padres opened up at -110. They're now at -120. This total opened at 8 and is now at 7.5. Did I just see Ski? Oh, there's Ski Profit. There's Ski Profit, my guy, Ski Profit ready. Joe McLean, always enjoy the show. Thank you, Joe. There's Leroy Flood, John Gisletta, Jay Stanley Sports. The team is coming together. The team is coming together. Okay, let's break this game down and get to work. Now, 89 Fahrenheit, but it's humid, 9 miles per hour in. Those of you in Miami can tell us if the roof is on. I expect the roof to be up, and because it's so humid, for them to come in for a break in temperature. But you guys, please let us know what's going on with the roof. Lamet, 0-2, 6.30 ERA, 1.20 whip, 10 innings, 14 Ks, 4 walks, 3 homers. Smith, 5-4, 3.46 ERA, 1.04 whip, 78 innings, 94 Ks, 26 walks, 15 home runs allowed. This is a third start for each pitcher since coming off the injured list. I mean, one was much different than the other. Smith was on for a month due to an inflamed left hip. Lamet hadn't pitched in the Major League game since the end of 2017. Tommy John surgery in spring of 2018. Padres are hitting .241, 756 OPS against lefties. Marlins are hitting .238, 656 OPS against righties. And there's Barry Block, 38 days till college football. I love it, Barry Block. We're going to need teamwork soon. We're going to need a ton of teamwork soon because we're going to have guys focusing on conferences because that's the only way we'll succeed. And I'm going to have we tried to do it last year and we didn't succeed the way I wanted to. So I'm going to have guys listed who are going to take care of certain conferences for us. And, that's just what I need. That's what I need. Dat Fire TV ready to go. Okay. Tony Weddle, DJ Big Boss, Viper MB, and Rockstar are both on Miami first 5. Aaron Mabe is on Miami and the under. And Nate Dog 420 in the house. My guy Nate Dog 420 party with us. Low bag, some of the champions in Toronto is liking Miami. And Jeff Joseph saying, just about that CFL game quickly, I need to read this. Says, just believe in the Argos will play defense tonight. Keep it within the point spread. They will come to play tonight. I've begun to move towards the over. Jeff, but we've got lots of time. And I'm going to spend the afternoon on the CFL schedule because we have Al Mack who will be hammering CFL for us on the late show. Okay, Guru says, give me Pac-12. See, that's what I need. That's the kind of shit I need, Guru. Beautiful. Oh, God. And, man, the Pac-12, just so tricky, man. Oh, it just sometimes eats me up. Okay. Will Rosa, Miami in full. Nate Dogg, Miami and over the 7.5. And then Russell Gordy right away. Too many on the Marlins. We don't see anybody backing these Padres. Okay, let's break it down a little further. Then we'll look at the opening lineup. So Smith 2-0 in his return. Lamet 0-2 in his return. Smith is holding 197 opponents batting average and 267 opponents on base percentage. Smith making his second start against the Padres this season, 4th of his career. He has a lifetime, and there's Bookie Lover Q. All right, what's going on with the lines? They're back. The lines are back in action. It was just yesterday morning. It was fixed by half an hour or an hour before my late show. They're back, Bookie Lover Q. We're good. Wow, Jonathan Succi took Iran in international basketball. Man, I like that. Joseph Gomez says Colts are overrated. I like the Colts. I like the Colts. I think they're a good football team. There's a few teams that I think have a lot of value, and I think the Colts do. I think Colts, Chargers, Falcons, and Lions, and then I've already taken the Bills over and the Dolphins under, but we'll talk more about that. Okay. Sorry. Lamet 0-2 in 2 starts since July 4th return. 7 runs, 8 hits, 4 walks, 14 strikeouts, 10 innings. They were talking quite a bit about saying that he's still got lots of movement. He's now throwing 99 miles an hour. The question is, today is his 27th birthday. Lamet's 27th birthday. How's he going to handle that? Faced the Marlins once previously in 2017, so who cares about that? Ski Profits says Colts and Chargers, yes. And so, John, don't forget Lions over 6.5. The Lions have a ton of value. If I forgot to say their team, mention their team, a ton of value to me. I think the Lions are the truth. I think they're going to be big. Okay. Nate Dogg says, don't sleep on them Bears. I am, because I don't believe in Mitch. I really don't. So I am sleeping on them a little bit. And they have a tough schedule, but we'll talk more as we get closer. Okay. Padres Marlins. Okay, let's take a look at the opening day lineups here. I keep fucking saying it. Padres, Tatis Jr., Hosmer, Machado, Renfroe, Reyes, Kinsler, Margot, Hedges. For the Marlins and Smith, Rojas, Walker, Cooper, Anderson, Castro, Alfaro, Ramirez, Puello, and Caleb Smith. And at this point, I don't want to go back to the well with the Marlins. I don't want to go back to the well with the under. In fact, the opener at 8 was juiced to minus 130 towards the under. So, I mean, Bet Online has the under 7.5 and minus 125. So it has gone down to full half run. Let's not pretend it hasn't. I kind of like the over, but I don't know if I'm going to hammer it. And Jay Stanley Sports jumping on Chicago. Lamont Williams says, I'm chilling today. Put my max bet Miami money line, but I hate betting on Miami, but like them today. Lamont Williams backing them. And Pink Eye Genius says, wasn't it Giolito that had a birthday before start and got work the next day? It was. And we thought, did he party on Saturday? He didn't really get work, but he got touched. But this is a little different when your birthday's on that day, because he can go out and drink tonight, and who cares? It's when your birthday's 2 days or a day before your start where there's a bit of an issue. There's our guy, greatest ever, Alex Ramirez in the house. Dom Ricci says, regular price isn't worth it, plus there's $35 resort fee. Yeah, who's asking? I'm sorry, did I miss that? I missed that. Tomer says, the problem with the Lions is they're in a division with no easy wins, and they still have no running game. You know, I think their running game will be vastly improved with health, and I also think that division isn't quite as strong as it looks. I don't think the Packers are nearly as strong as everyone thinks they are. But we got to focus on these afternoon baseball games. And Ragu liking Raiders team total over 6.5. Russell Gordy says, I'm not going for the Marlins trick. Nope. Give me the Padres. And I like that look. I mean, how much do we trust Caleb Smith? Really, I know he's 2-0, but that's 6 runs in 12 innings he's allowed. 6 runs, 5 earned. 6 walks in the 12 innings since he's been back. And we have a Padres team that has 100 points better OPS against lefties than the Marlins do against righties. Seeing everybody on the Marlins might keep me off of a move to the Padres, but I'm with Russell here. That's my lean, would be towards the Padres here in this early game. They're raving about Lamet. I know, 2 games and he's not looked great, but 7 runs on 8 hits in 10 innings, 14 Ks, 4 walks. There is Frankie Martinez shouting us out from the 303 start of NFL training camp. Love it. Frankie Martinez. Jamal Stone says, let's leave NFL talk for training camp. Yes, I agree. Okay, Topset says, loot the bookie. Padres will get runs. Padres team total over 5. Let's take a quick look at that. What we'd get against Caleb Smith here. First half team total with the Padres over 1.5 and minus 139. That seems pretty nice. Herman Aparicio like in the under 7.5. I'm very close to making a move on the Padres here. Coco Bongo says Padres are 0-5 in Lamet's last 5 road starts. Yeah, but Coco Bongo, I do, who cares? We're talking about stuff that happened in 2017. I mean, this guy didn't pitch in 2018, been back for 2 starts, so I think we can put a line through that. Coco saying Marlins are 4-1 Smith's last 5 home starts. That's legitimate. Why don't we take a quick look at exactly what has gone on with Caleb Smith at home this year. This will just be very quick. Sorry about this. I'm going to pull it up. Here we go. Oh, shit. That's the tickets. My fault. Okay, here we go. Let's just see exactly what Caleb Smith has done. And here we go. Caleb Smith at home. 2.04 ERA and 0.96 whip. And his last start was against the Mets, and we know how hard the Mets are hitting, and the Mets are smashing lefties, and he held them down to 2 earned runs. So, okay, I'm not going to take Dinelson Lamet. Carlos Baroge, my guy, says, laid on the keg with the bottle back on here night and early. Yeah, man. Yes, I was hitting the bottle pretty hard. Don Reach says, let's do an AC trip with East Coast baggers instead. I have some free rooms Sunday through Thursdays. Man, I'm down with that. I'm definitely down with that. Russell Gordy says, Caleb only pitched 2 games in a year. What are you talking about? You mean Dinelson pitched 2 games a year. Caleb's been fine. Caleb was only out for a month. Austin Brown shows Padres team total over 3.5. Yeah, the first 5 I was talking about was at 1.5, and the full games at 3.5 at minus 134. I like that too, but I guess I'm not going to go against Caleb Smith at home at this point. We have 50 minutes before this game starts. We'll have 30 minutes before it starts when Babano joins us, so there's no need to do anything too much. Brandon Lugo says Machado was probably on South Beach all night. CT Bays likes the Atlantic City move. And Joseph Gomez says, people seeing low number on the Marlins think it's automatic given some of their wins reverse course time. Alex Mabry says Padres are nothing. Okay. Don Regis said, Jimmy, they're saying Diplomat is booked. What do you mean? What do you mean? What? There's lots. We have tons of rooms. Okay. Okay, Don, we need to talk about this. Jeff Joseph says, Jimmy, how about a Vegas trip for Breeders' Cup weekend? Man, I would love that. That can't be. Dom, we have a... okay. That's extremely unnerving to see that. But that's not what we have... okay, I'm going to look into it. Daryl Lau says, yeah, all booked? Okay. Okay. We will look into that. Rafa, can you send a message to get people looking into that? Okay. Daryl Lyles has tried to book last night, all booked? Okay. Von Polo says it won't let me book a room? All right, this is scaring the shit out of me. Okay, we have a deal in place with these guys. Okay, I got to stay focused, but that scares the shit out of me. Okay, Dodgers, Phillies, Stripling, Nola. I like what you guys are on with this Phillies first five. I'm not a big believer in Stripling right now. It's a pick 'em first five in this spot. First five totals at 5. Let's see what we're talking full game. Full game, it opened at 9.5, juice to the under. It is now at 9. Okay. Rich G says Russians booked all the rooms using the data from the Face app. Yes, Rich G. Okay, that's just nuts. Okay, that's nuts. I mean, Bigger Goose says I'm in Vegas every year for Breeders' Cup. Okay, I'm not gonna lose my shit over that, but I will look into that as soon as possible. Because we've already given them a payment. Okay. 86 Fahrenheit, humid, partly cloudy, 5 miles per hour, out to right center. Dodgers smash righties. Phillies struggle against righties. 239, 735 OPS. That was a really, really long game. Remo says, Jimmy, call them live and let's settle this. No, we got to focus. We got to stay focused here. And it's gone a little slower than I wanted to. Stripling's last start, Saturday, he looked okay. 4 hits, 1 run in 5 innings. He looked pretty good at Fenway. He did. He looked pretty good. But he struggled at Citizens Bank Park. 6 home runs allowed in 10 career innings. And we have a guy in Nola who's rolling. Past 5 starts, 2-1, 0.76 ERA, 43 Ks, 35 2/3. Nola hasn't allowed more than 1 earned run in 5 straight starts. The first time a Phillies pitcher has accomplished that since Cole Hamels did it in 2014. Nola pitched 6 innings on Saturday against the Nationals, who are raking 5 hits, 1 run, 9 strikeouts, 4 walks. I agree. Let's grab first 5 Nola here. Let's do it. I'm going to do it right now. Let's see what we're getting. Going to go to money lines. First half. I think there's value here. Minus 109 is the best you can get, and that is available at Bookmaker. Mally Mouse says, sounds like an under. We go first 5. Phillies first 5, minus 109. You know, Mally Mal, this got to be 2 tired ball clubs. Just has to be. Now, the bullpens are probably tired too, but I imagine Stripling and Nola weren't at the game till 2 in the morning. I think that first 5 under is in play. And we can already see Heritage going down to 4.5. Pinnacle just moved to minus 121. I agree. I'm going to take but I'm still going to just stick with the starters. I'll take first 5, under 5. First 5, under 5, and the best I can get. And that won't be around for long. I bet you by the time I make this bet, it won't be long. And if it is at 4.5 in my book, I'm not going to bet it. Minus 120 at Intertops. First 5, under 5, at minus 120 at Intertops. All right, we got 2 plays on the board. 2 plays on the board. Let's keep rolling. There's my guy Ulysses Hayes in the house. And Guru Sports says I took Phillies and first 5, under 5. Beautiful. Russell Gordy says Dodgers are freaking tired. They got to be tired. Antoine Seymour on the Dodgers team, total over 4. Austin Brown says, I like first 5 under for this game. And Mally Mal, great work, great look. Thank you for the leadership. Let's move on to Blue Jays, Red Sox, 67 Fahrenheit, overcast, 11 miles per hour. Did we get a lineup? Sorry, I didn't even see if we got a lineup in that Dodgers game quickly. Here, let me go here. Do we have a Dodgers lineup? Yes, we do. For the Dodgers, Peterson, Verdugo, Turner, Bellinger, Muncy, Beatty, Hernandez, Barnes. For the Phillies, Kingery, Segura, Harper, Hoskins, Realmuto, Hernandez, Franco, Hazley. I'm fine. We don't have a Toronto Blue Jays lineup yet, but we have a Red Sox lineup. Betts, Devers, Bogart. Devers is raking. Martinez, Vasquez, Chavez, Benintendi, Travis, and Sandy Leon. There we go. There we go. Melvin Batten says, what's the 2 plays? It is the Phillies first 5. And Eric Jones says, Jimmy, why not Philly plus a half, first 5? Because I don't want to turn this into a big favorite line. I'm very comfortable with the pick'em, and I don't mind the push here. Okay. Russell Gordy says, once again, in empty stadium, Miami going under. It'll be completely empty. You're absolutely right about that, Russell. It'll be completely empty. But the move, 7.5. All right, it'll be completely empty. Okay, Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Guru says, don't turn a dog into a fave. I enormously agree with that in hockey. And in baseball, I have turned the plus 150s into minus 105s, but I try not to do much worse than that. I have turned plus 130s into minus 120s and minus 115s by adding the plus a half, first 5, and I should probably stop doing that. All right, let's talk about Thomas Pannone. 2-3, 6.18 ERA, 39 in the third, 40 Ks, 20 walks, and 39 in the third. 20 walks. And then we have Chris Sale, 3 straight starts of allowing 5 earned runs. And Ulysses Hayes taking Miami at plus a half. Let's see what's going on with team totals in this Sale situation, because he just does not look right. And the Blue Jays have had his number this year. Now, not historically, but this year they've had his number. Let's see what we get right now if we took the Blue Jays team total over 1.5 and minus 126. And the full game against that garbage bullpen in Boston is 3.5 at minus 108. Oh, man. How is that? That's got to be appealing. Oh, Ron Walsek. Thank you for coming in. Says Miami not empty. Camp day. 10,000 kids. Wow, Ron Walsek. Thank you for that info. That's great. That's very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. Everyone's saying no way you can back Sale at this price. I agree. Let's talk about what we should do, though. Let's see about... I mean, I'm not going to back Pannone. 20 walks in 40 innings, and this Red Sox team will just wait and wait and wait. Let's see. Red Sox against lefties are not strong. They don't have as much power. Still hitting 251, but 746 OPS. Jays against lefties, 243, 714 OPS. Sale, worst slump of his life. Last start, 5 runs, 7 hits, and 4 2/3 against the Dodgers. He's 0-3 with a 4.76 ERA and 9 outings at Fenway Park this season. Hasn't won in Fenway since July 11th of 2018. Toronto's tagged him for 13 earned runs and 14 2/3. Wow. Pannone making his first start since giving up 7 runs and 2 1/3. I mean, I think the over's got to be in play. It has to be in play. We're getting a 10 full game. We're getting a 10, and if we want to focus just on Pannone getting touched, which he will, it's 6.5 for the Boston team total over, so I don't want to mess with that. And Topset says, Scout told me to rate Sale as fade material since April. Nothing has changed. Yeah. Jonathan Suchi says, putting a unit on these Dodgers. I mean, they're a great baseball team. But let's focus on this Pannone Sale spot. We have 2 more afternoon games, and we need to make sure that we hammer before we have Babano come in. And let's see what this first half team total is. First half is at 5.5. God, you just got to think that, and it's not a humid, hot day in Boston. Everywhere else it's hot, but here it's a 67 Fahrenheit and 11 miles per hour in. 11 miles per hour in. Very, very, very interesting. Sorry, just scanning the chat. Sports Gambling Daily, ready to get to work. I guess let me see what the RotoWire has for the weather here. 9 miles per hour in. That's a little better. And now there's a 37% chance of rain. Eric Jones says first 5 over, full game over. That's what I am interested in. And Ramon Scott has the Blue Jays lineup. Galvis, Grychek, Gurriel, Smoke, Jansen, Guerrero, Hernandez, Biggio, Drury. RTM says, who else going Toronto money line? Man, I love it. Austin Brown says, Fenway is a hitter's park, though. Lots of doubles and triples. Ugh. And CT Bays, Galvis, and Greichuk both over 400 for sale. Let's take a quick look at what they are for sale. Thank you for bringing that up. Let's go to it right now. Here we go. Verse sale. And the Dodgers don't have, the Phillies don't have huge numbers against Stripling, but good enough. And the Dodgers have bad numbers against Nola. I really like our looks in that game. And against Pannone, 14 at bats. They're 4 for 14 with all singles. I think that can change. Only one walk, but this guy's giving up a ton of walks right now. And here we have Sale. As he said, Greichuk batting 400, 6 for 15. Galvis, 6 for 13, 462. These guys eat off him. Wow, Dimitrios Davos ready to get to work. Mally Mouse says, getaway Dave on post says, I'm on the Toronto Blue Jays team total over. I'm on the Blue Jays money line. I'm on the Blue Jays first 5. Oh, man. Carlos Burrows, this is, something's wrong here because we have a block of rooms. We are going to, I'm going to figure that out, and I'm trying to stay focused. I will not allow this to happen, Carlos. Unbelievable. Everything looks glorious, and then this happens. Top says, I think the Blue Jays team total looks tasty. I'd rather have both. Both teams. The Red Sox helping us with the over and the Jays helping us with the over. And I know it's just, I know that we're in a situation where, 1.5 on sale, but I think I'd just rather have both. I'd rather have both teams raking. And I'm going to. I know that the wind, it says 11 miles per hour at Daily Baseball, 9 miles per hour at RotoWire. I'm going to go for runs in this contest. And I'm going to take both teams' runs. So I'm going to take the first 5 over. It's minus 110 at Bookmaker. First 5 over 5.5 and minus 110. And then I'll take the full game over 10. Go full game over 10 at plus 100. That's both at Heritage and 5 dimes. Over 10 at plus 100. All right. Oh, yeah, Rem Most, you're right. Says maybe the hotel got booked up because the mothers and the mothers' booked up the rooms. I wouldn't be too upset if that was the case. Gin Rummy. We got Gin Rummy's action. White Sox plus 141 or better. Angels plus 144 or better. Don't sleep yesterday. 3-1 dogs. Average odds at plus 166. I like it, Gin Rummy. Thank you for sharing with us. And here we go. Copy and paste that. Right under Guru Sportsbet saying, give me the Pac-12, which makes me very excited. Okay, let's keep rolling right along. Vital says, trust me, for someone who bets against the Tigers every game, I don't even play games with Boyd on the mound. In the long run, you will be happier. And Dom Regis says, shout out to Peanut. I appreciate looking out for us. Yes, Peanut is our guy. Ulysses Hayes is our guy. Okay, let's keep rolling along here. And what's next on the morning slate? We have White Sox, Royals, Detweiler, Keller. Man, it certainly feels like I was bang on my analysis of what the White Sox were going to do on the second half. They look atrocious. They have no heart. They have no leadership. And now they're just going to start experimenting with guys from AAA and figuring stuff out. They do not care about this season. Keller's rolling, and Detweiler is trash. Keller, 8 innings last out. Now, it was versus Detroit, but he scattered 1 run, 4 hits, struck out 7, walked none. Unbeaten his last 4 starts. He's allowed 1 run or fewer in 4 of his last 6. And I know the issue. Who wants to take the Royals as a favorite? I absolutely get it. They're at minus 153. Who wants to take him as a favorite? Probably nobody. But I just feel like this team is giving up. It was supposed to be Covey who was pitching, but he was using relief on Tuesday. I do not trust Detweiler, and I love the way Keller's looking, and they're just winning games. I'm going to jump on it. Viper MB said, great call. White Sox. Yeah, it's there's certain teams that just don't have heart. They just don't have heart, and this is one of them. It's just letting go. I'm going to take these Royals. Let's see. Can we get a lineup? Let's see, let me refresh here. Jays lineup is in. And yes, we can get these lineups in. Okay, for the White Sox, Garcia, Moncada, Abreu, Reed, Castillo, Jay, Sanchez, Goins. Ryan Goins at shortstop. Man, how deep into the barrel are you going? Didn't even know he still played in the league. Then for the Royals, Merrifield, Cuthbert, Dozier, Soler, Arteaga, Starling, Lopez, Gallagher, Hamilton. Topset says, Jimmy, this is a good spot for KC. Take them team total as well. Hunter Engelhardt says, take the under 6 in the Royals, White Sox at the plus 105 line. You know, I think you're probably right. Royals have no power against lefties. That's a pretty weak lineup. But it's just like yesterday. It's 15 miles per hour out to right center. And I just don't want to mess with it. So, okay, I get it. I was on it yesterday and it bit me, and I'm not going to go back to the well, but I get it. I absolutely get it. Okay, I'm going to jump on it right now. I'm going to jump on this Royal squad. I would like to look at this team total over for the Royals quickly here. It is 5.5. I'm not going to wait for 6 runs from the Royals, although they could easily get it. I'm going to take the Royals on the -1 line here, but I should probably take them first 5 as well. Let's take a look at what we get first 5. Have to take them on the spread. I'm shocked that I'm doing this. Rich G says White Sox team total under 4.5 at plus 105. Yeah, but still, I just don't trust the bullpen enough. Guru Sports Bet. There he is. Royals first 5 -0.5. And Berkey's right. 4-game sweep. Avi Gold saying Royals run line looks tempting. And Topset says Royals will get runs. Don't play the under. I'm going to jump on this right now. I'm going to take the Royals -0.5 first 5. Royals first 5 -0.5. And that will be at -110. Here we go at -110. And then I'm going to take the full game -1, which will give me a money line. Here we go quickly. Full game money line for the that's full game. Yes, full game money line for the Royals. The best I can get is -152. That is available at 5 dimes money line. -152, and the -1.5 line. Here we go on the point spread. Is plus 125. That's available at Heritage Bovada, 5 dimes. -1.5 at plus 125. Book it. Okay, we're rolling. We're going to be joined by Babano in 2 minutes. So why don't we talk about Game 1 Rays, and then we talk all of the afternoon games. Game 1 Rays, Yankees, Chirinos, Herman. Is that confirmed as Chirinos, Herman, and hasn't changed? Yes. Chirinos, Herman. Let's go to money lines and totals. Here we go. And I believe we already got one lineup. I think we got one lineup from the Rays. Meadows, Diaz, Nate Lowe, Kiermaier, Garcia, Choi, Darno, Wendell, Adames. And let's see if I can refresh and see if we can get a Yankees lineup. I can. For the Yankees, LeMahieu, Judge, Hicks, Encarnacion, Sanchez, Gregorius, Voit, Urshela, and Gardner. Okay. Gin Rummy says, Royals really at this price? You got fished. We will see, Gin Rummy. We will see. And, yeah, we will see. We will see. We can talk about this again in the afternoon show. So lucky. Thank you. So lucky for joining us. And interesting look. We've been afraid to take the Royals as favorites. But we have a AAA pitcher on the mound with the White Sox and a team that's given up. And we will see, Jim Remy. We will see, my friend. Okay. And let's talk more about this spot that could get rained out. Let's see what RotoWire is saying about the weather. 14% chance of rain. I think that first game goes off. Let's see what Daily Baseball Data is saying about the weather quickly. Here we go, Daily Baseball Data. See what they're saying about the weather. They are saying in this first Yankees game, yeah, that it should be fine. The possible light rain is like right now, right? The possible light rain is 12 and 1 o'clock. But I guess you're right. The precipitation 70% at 12, 41 at 1, 15% at 2, and then 15, 18, 19, 3. So maybe a little bit of light showers, but I think that everything will be fine. Okay. Vitalis says, I will be in Reno, Nevada next 3 days. Any low baggers down there want to play some craps or bet on baseball? Vitalis will be in Reno. Man, I wish I was there partying. Okay. Rays, Yankees. You know, we broke this game down yesterday, and we liked that first 5 under. Now we have a cloudy, slight rain with the weather coming in. Von Polo says, my pregnant wife is getting irritated because we can't book this room. Hopefully we don't miss out. I will make sure that we take care of that for you, Von Polo, 100%. I will make sure I will take care of that for you. Okay. So before yesterday, we liked the under. And I don't know why we wouldn't like it now with Trinos and Herman, with better win, basically. Herman, 2-0, 0.75 ERA in 2 starts since returning from a hip injury. I guess it's always dangerous to take an under. Daryl Lott says 40% chance at 5 p.m. out here in the Bronx. Ulysses says raining up northern Jersey. The Yankees game is going to be canceled. Wow. Okay. Russell Gordy says rain means under. Look, if it was rain and I thought these games would be pushed, then I would definitely go towards the over. But all the information I'm getting here is saying that the game should be good to go. So if it was good to go, I just want to quickly look at what they've done here with money lines and totals in the Yanks game. Open juice to the under. It's now gone up to 10 at Bookmaker. All right, I'm not going to mess with this under then. Especially if I might miss some of this, if you think that rain's going to affect. The first 5, though, has not changed with the under. Let's go to the first 5. First 5 team total under. It opened at 5.5 minus 115. There's been a 4-cent move. Actually, no, there's been no move at BetOnline. These are good pitchers. Mally Mouse says New York games won't start. And Jimmy Rami says, we won't see anything, Jimmy, because one game doesn't matter. You can win and think, okay. All right. Well, then if one game doesn't matter, all that happens is you say, I got catfished, and I can't prove to you that you were wrong. So if one game doesn't matter, then what? You just win that argument, Jinrami? Okay. Babano is ready to rock. Babano ready to go. And Daryl Lyles says rain at 5 p.m. First 5 under. 5 p.m. says raining here right across from New York City to New Jersey. I'm just going to put a first 5 under 5.5 lean right now. And we'll see what Babano has to say about these games. Joining us live from Hamilton, Ontario, is our guy, Babano, who I got to party with on Friday in the low bag, some of the champions in Toronto. Our guy, Babano, how you doing on this Friday morning? Or Thursday morning? What's wrong with me? Thursday morning.
Yeah, I'm doing good, Jimmy. It's good to be with you once again. And yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun last Friday. No question about that. Down at Wild Wing. Thanks to everyone that joined us last Friday night. I would have stayed later if I didn't have to do a Saturday morning show for this network so early the next day, but it was a lot of fun. See the things I do for SBR? But yeah, it was a lot of fun last Friday. A lot of fun. Great people. Great people in terms of their knowledge and just who they are as human beings. Really just a good group, fun to be around. Those are the kind of people you want to associate with. So it was a lot of fun and great seeing you, of course, Jimmy. Hope you enjoyed your week back home in Toronto. Hopefully my performance here in my home today on this show is going to be a little bit better than the performance from Rory McIlroy at his home earlier today. Oh, I didn't go there. I just did.
Okay. Much love, Babano. Great start. Great opening. We got 5 afternoon games on the docket. Are any of them on your card?
In terms of the early card, I like the Phillies. I think I've heard some chatter on this show about the Phillies being a popular side. You know, they've got a guy in Aaron Nola who's been really, for the most part, nothing short of terrific in terms of his current form. Obviously, the Dodgers have pelted Philadelphia pitching a couple of games in this series, including last night in the rain-delayed victory. But I think this is kind of not a mail-it-in spot, but the Dodgers, you know, they're just beating the hell out of the competition in their own division and in the National League overall. This could be one of those situations where I think it could be maybe a game where the Dodgers just are thinking, let's get the hell out of town, getaway day game here in Philadelphia, whereas the Phillies need every win they can get. They're hanging on for dear life for an NL wildcard spot. And there's a bunch of teams right on their tail, including this unbelievable red-hot San Francisco Giants team that's come out of nowhere. So I think it's a big game, important game here for Aaron Nola. I think he realizes how important it is to come out there, give this team a good start, go deep into the ball game, give this beleaguered Phillies bullpen a rest. I think Philadelphia is worth a play there.
I do too. I took Philly first 5, and I took the first 5 under. Why didn't I? first five, under five at minus 120, but I don't have the first five. I thought it was a minus. Sorry, I've got to take whatever line it is now. First half, Philly. Sorry, I didn't put the number there. Yeah, it's minus 105 now at Heritage, but that wasn't there. It was just a minus 109 when I made the bet, and that was available at Bookmaker, so I'll just take that minus 109 when I gave out the bet. Okay, beautiful. I love the breakdown. Nola's looked spectacular of late. Stripling has struggled at Citizens Bank Park. I don't know how much I put into that. The sample size is pretty small, 10 career innings, so I don't know how much I care about that. But I feel like these guys got to be exhausted. They got to be tired, more the Dodgers than the Phillies. And Nola's past 5 starts, 2-1, 0.76 ERA. He hasn't allowed more than 1 earned run in 5 straight starts. We talked about that earlier, and no Philly pitcher's done that since 2014. What else are you looking at?
In terms of afternoon games, look, I understand Boston's better than Toronto. That's why they're minus 280. But let's put this price into a little bit of context here. We've got Chris Sale, minus 280. Boston's 0-3 in his last 3 starts. Boston's 1-2 in Chris Sale's 3 starts against Toronto this season. Laying this kind of price. I'm not saying unload the mortgage payments on it, but Toronto will be a small flyer bet for me. Half unit, plus 250. Panone's going to be the starter. Charlie Montoyo said it's going to be pretty much a bullpen and reliever by committee day. You know, it's always tricky to take a team in that kind of when they're going through that kind of procedure with their pitching in a particular game. But I do think the Jays are worth a shot here. I mean, Chris Sales hasn't exactly put it all together. He's definitely struggled with this particular Blue Jays team. There are a couple guys that have pretty good track records against him this season in terms of their ABs against Sale. And the Boston bullpen's a mess, where even if this game's close in the latter stages, look, we saw the Boston bullpen almost gag that game away last night. They had trouble the night before in the game against the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have battled the Red Sox tough in this series. And the Boston bullpen, outside of Workman, can't be trusted right now to get outs in the latter stages of these games. So I talk about a guy that's not been sharp lately in Sale. That is winless. The Boston has not won in his last 3 starts. They're only 1-2 in the 3 starts that Sale's made against the Toronto Blue Jays this season. It's a roll the dice bet, but it's worth it to me at a plus 250 price.
Yeah, and we've seen Drew Martin come on his show and take the Jays at plus 270, plus 280 and cash. And it's a big balls play. And I've been afraid to do it. But I did take overs in this game. I took the first 5 over 5.5, full game over 10. What do you think of that? I know the wind's coming in pretty strong, but I just feel like Panone, 20 walks and 39 in the third. Sale, 3 straight starts allowing 5 earned runs. What do you think about the total in this spot?
I would lean over too, but I'm going to stay away because there's always that possibility Sale flips a switch and he's dynamite. We know he's capable of doing that. And that's the one fear I would have with that. I would lean over, but I'm just going to stick with the side personally.
I feel that. That's a great look. I love it. Viper MB says Jay's team total is over is safer. It is that I want both teams helping me on this total. All right, beautiful stuff. What else is on the card, Babano?
All right, we're going to talk about actually this is a night game. I think this is the late night game actually, or I think it is the latest game on the card. This is my core philosophy and strategy in MLB this time of year, and this is a perfect example of it right here. And it actually is going to speak back to the game, this team in general, the last week or so. And you know that going back to when I was in Toronto with you last Friday night, we were talking about this team a little bit. Look, San Francisco played Colorado yesterday. Pitching matchup was Sean Anderson versus John Gray. You look at the pitching matchup on paper, Jimmy. Which pitcher would you have trusted more going into that game?
Oh, the Gray Wolf.
Absolutely, right? Because he had been in great current form up until yesterday. Pitching for Colorado, who's overall still got the better record. That is my core philosophy in MLB this year. This is it right here. I don't give 2 shits about starting pitching at this time of year. I really don't. I'm all about riding hot teams, fading cold teams. And the things that mean more to me are the teams that are finding ways to win, the teams that are finding ways to lose, the teams that are getting their lineups hitting up and down the lineup 1 through 9, and the bullpen is getting outs or struggling to get outs in certain cases. And I overlooked starting pitching way more than a lot of baseball bettors. I get that feeling. I just feel that you get crazy prices at this time of year solely and only based on the starting pitching matchup that are unwarranted. You look at Colorado's form going into yesterday, and you look at San Francisco's form yesterday. going into yesterday. To me, it was insane. It was nuts that you could have been able to get plus 185 with the San Francisco Giants in that game. Why were you able to get that price? Because the odds makers just go crazy baking in the starting pitching matchup to the number. All right. And you could poke holes in these kind of lines and these kind of theories from odds makers and opinions all day long, all season long in baseball at this time of year. For me, it's ride the hot, fade the cold. Simple as that. Which brings me to the Mets Giants. Syndergaard and Bumgarner. Pitching matchup. Who cares? I don't care about the pitching matchup. San Francisco's red hot. Their bullpen's getting outs. They even did it in Colorado for the most part. A little bump in the road yesterday, but they still hung on to win. Their lineup 1 through 9 is awesome right now. They're finding ways to win. They've all of a sudden found it in terms of just overall putting things together. Even their starting pitching's been a little bit better. And Bumgarner's 4-1 and now, or San Francisco rather, is 4-1 in Bumgarner's last 5 starts. So even though he had some troubles earlier in the season, he's starting to pitch a little bit better. I've got nothing wrong to say about Syndergaard. He's solid. He's capable. But, the Mets bullpen is still a worry late in these games. No question about that. Obviously now San Francisco, odds makers slowly starting to notice that this team is just blazing hot right now on a torrid streak. You're not getting quite as good of a price with them here in this game compared to what we've seen the last week or two. But still around even money, slight favorite for San Francisco. I've been riding this team with incredible success, and I'll do so again tonight with Bumgarner. San Francisco at minus 115 for me.
I get it. Until the Reds just like a few days ago left Colorado and hit, we'd seen teams struggle leaving Colorado, and maybe the heat of this Giant squad will make them immune to that. But it's still a bit of a worry for me. Sorry, just copying and pasting. Ron Crawford spreadsheet plays Boston, Houston, Cleveland, San Francisco. He's on a 19-1 run. What I'm going to do is I'm going to this over that Dom was preaching and Cappers were preaching early. Pinnacle's already moved it to 7.5, which means every book will be at 7.5 in no time. So I'm gonna if there's sevens available, I say get it. I say take it. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to follow Pinnacle's lead here. I'm just going to jump on the over 7. I'm getting it at minus 120 at Heritage. It's 120 at UWager, Intertops, and Heritage. Over 7. And I can understand the Giants look, and it's been working for people, and I get it going. It just makes perfect sense. But I still do have a little bit of fear with them coming back from Colorado. So I'm just going to stick, and if that's the case, then the over 7 probably is vulnerable. But all said and told, I think that 7 is a nice number. I'm going to take over 7 at minus 120. And Babano is on the San Francisco Giants. I love it, Babano. We have a great pace. We're getting a great pace. And we got to end the show a little bit earlier today. So I love the pace that we're on. What else are you looking at?
Same theory as the Giants with the next game, Oakland, Minnesota. Fires versus Gibson. I don't give a damn. Who cares what the pitching matchup is? It could be Sandy Koufax out there. I couldn't care less. The Oakland Athletics are the team in better form right now. They're red hot. They've won 6 in a row. They're playing incredible baseball. They're finding ways to win. Their lineup is red hot. Their starting pitching's been solid enough. Their bullpen's been good. And Minnesota, like I say, I love this team. I've been on them a lot this season. There's no question. But they're not playing their best baseball right now. They've lost a few in a row. They're only 6-9 in their last 15 games. They're losing money. They've been a money loser during that 6-9 run in their last 15 games. You got Mike Fiers on the mound. Okay, he's on the road. He's a little bit more suspect on the road, obviously, than he is in the Coliseum there in Oakland. But he's still been tremendous as of late. 7-0, 2.09 ERA over his last 12 starts. Gibson, solid. He's capable. He's decent. He's not great, but he's decent. He did leave his last start early against Cleveland, though. He didn't pitch well. There was maybe a slight injury concern with him. Only lasted 3.2 innings. He is coming back to pitch in this game, but this Oakland lineup's feeling it right now. Playing great ball. Winners of 6 in a row at an underdog price. No question in my mind to take Oakland.
I agree. It concerns me that Dave L.A., who's straight fire, is on Twins' money line right now. The only thing is that with Matt Chapman, their all-star third baseman, not going to be in the lineup, I would prefer to wait till he's announced not in the lineup and get a better line. So I'm going to wait because he's a monster. He's such a phenomenal third baseman. And when people see he's not in the lineup, I just think we'll get 10 or 15 cents extra. So that's my plan at this point. My plan is to take the A's, but wait for the lineups to be announced. This is a later starting game. And but I get it. The A's makes perfect sense. I will jump on them. As I hope that the lineups are announced. I expect the lineups to be announced for my late show. And then at that point, let's see. If we're looking at money lines right now, we can compare and contrast and see how it looks. But I would expect late money to come on Minnesota when that lineup is announced. So you can get the A's right now at plus anywhere. But I mean, Bovada just hanging at plus 108. But anywhere between 118 and 120 at the main books. And I expect to get a little bit better than that. And I also might want to break down with Dave LA exactly why he's on the Twins. But the backing Fires in the A's was a play I wanted to make all day. I mean, they're just rolling. 19-5 in the last 24. They've won 12-14. They've won 6 straight. Fires 2.31 ERA since April 26th is the second in the American League. He's just rolling. I mean, the guy is just absolutely rolling. So I love that look, but I'm going to wait. What else are you looking at on this card?
Yeah, I mean, Dave in LA, by the way, congrats on a great streak. I've noticed that on Twitter. He's done an incredible job in baseball. And there are reasons to like Minnesota. Minnesota's a very good team. They had a great season, obviously, and they're a really good team, obviously, too. And Oakland's traveling, from Oakland, from West Coast to Minnesota with no day off for this game. So it's not like Oakland's a cinch by any stretch. There's reasons to like Minnesota, but to me, it's just riding the hot teams, especially when you can get a dog price like you can here with Oakland. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, Dave in LA is doing a great job in baseball, no question. Great run for him lately. Here's another one. I'm all about the dogs at this time of year. I really am. I try to make a case. This is an ugly one because I'm backing a pitcher that is pretty hideous a lot of the time. But his team is not so hideous right now. I'm going to try to back Matt Harvey. As difficult as that might be to do, I'm going to try to do so today with this Angels team. The Angels team that finally ended up losing a game last night to the Houston Astros. They finally went down to defeat the Angels, but prior to that, they had won 5 straight, including the first 2 in this series. And I think they're going to have a decent chance here to win, maybe to get a chance to win this one. Miley's been pretty good. I'm not going to take anything away from Miley. He's had a very good season. However, his road ERA does jump up to 4.5. His last start was probably his worst one of the season, or one of his worst ones. 5 runs and 6.2 innings on the road against Texas. And even though Matt Harvey, for the most part, has been nothing short of a disaster this season. Remember, he had a stint away from this team outside of the starting rotation. He came back July 13th into the starting rotation. Okay, it was Seattle. Not a great lineup by any stretch, but much better overall from Harvey. 1 run in 5.2 innings. Again, it's Seattle. Now you got to play Houston. That is a massive, massive step up in class. And he did get hit hard by Houston when he faced them back on May 5th. 5 runs, 4.2 innings. But this Angels team, I don't want to say galvanized by a death. You'd hate to use that as a word, but I just think that their togetherness is clear in the days after Tyler Skaggs passing away. They've played like with not an extra spirit, but let's try to have a great rest of the season as a way to pay tribute to this guy, kind of thing. I think that's really bringing about some true camaraderie, and they're really playing free, easy baseball. Where baseball, just going to the ballpark every day, Jimmy, it's like a getaway. It's like an escape from having to deal with the unfortunate, pain and the loss that they feel as a baseball team without their teammate, Tyler Skaggs. And I think it's leading them to play some pretty good baseball right now. They've been playing great ball. They're getting this nice underdog price. I'm going to try to go against the grain, be contrarian here, that maybe Harvey's figured a little something out, considering the 1 start he had since returning to the rotation was a better one, 1 run allowed against Seattle. Obviously, this Houston lineup is a terror. It's going to be a much taller order for him here, but I'm going to roll the dice here with the Angels at a nice price.
It's a very interesting look, Babana. I mean, there's been a 10-cent move towards the Angels. Tom Marino says Miley's had injury issues. He may be wearing down. Russell Gordy thinks Harvey's just trash and going to get touched, but that's a very, very interesting look, and I'm going to keep thinking on it. My guy K McGill 84 says Houston woke up yesterday. Wow, that's a really interesting look. And I guess you're hoping that Trout returns to the lineup. I find Trout, more than any other player, will be taking batting practice and saying he's good to go and will be held back. And this is the second manager that's been doing that to him. So I never trust when they say, oh, he's going to come back, because, there's just too much to risk if he gets hurt for longer. But I like that
the over,
look.
by the way. I'll probably also be on the over in that game as well at 10. I forgot to mention that. I think I like the side a little bit more, but I think the over's worth a look too.
The over probably is worth a look. Opened, so there's been a 5-cent move towards the under. And what is the weather out there today? 73 Fahrenheit. Nice night. 9 miles per hour out to right center. Wow. Very cool stuff. So I'm going to just write this down. Babano is on Angels and the over. I think that over is a really good look, too. Dave L.A. says, I need to wait for the Angels lineup. And Russell Gordon says, Harvey doesn't stand a chance against Houston. They finally woke up. Don Regis says, Angels were a 500 team, in my opinion, and it will continue. Skaggs thing is becoming overused, in my opinion, especially when you're liking Harvey and no Trout. I hear that. That's a very interesting look. Is there anything else on your card?
I think St. Louis, Cincinnati, over the total is something I'm looking at 9.5 there. It was 10 at 10. It's looking like it might move down to 9.5. So wait on that. See if you can grab 9.5. Dakota Hudson's not really a guy that's been consistent for me. He hasn't pitched deep into games as well. He's pitched a little better lately, but last 3 starts, he's given up 12 runs in 12.2 innings. That's nothing to write home about. Tanner Roark had a nice little run going, but he sort of hit the wall. His last 2 starts have been ugly. 4 runs, 6.2 innings against Milwaukee. 7 runs, 4.2 innings at Colorado in his last start. Now, obviously, that's a bandbox, and they've been flying over the total in a lot of games there at Coors as of late, but still. Not a great start for Roark in that game. Now having to face this St. Louis lineup that, has started to show signs of life. Obviously, yesterday they got shut down, but, they scored 7-5 and 5-4 runs the last 2 games against Arizona, 7 runs first game against Pittsburgh, at least starting to show signs of life. How about our Canadian boy, Jimmy, from Burnaby, British Columbia, Tyler O'Neill for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's absolutely on fire at the plate for this team right now. He's the one guy you can certainly count on for production right now for this Cardinals team. So I don't trust either starter. Bullpen for Cincinnati was used very, very heavily against the Cubs. That is a part of the handicap here for me. We got a tired, exhausted bullpen heading back home to the bandbox that is Great American Ballpark for this series. I don't think that Reds bullpen is fresh, and that could be trouble in the late innings tonight. So I like the over Reds and Cardinals.
These are very interesting looks. I'm so happy that you're going to the late games because we hammered these early games. So I'm just going to go over all your plays again so I can talk about them on the late show. So you have the Giants, you have
correct
the Angels, and you have a lean towards the over. You have the A's, and then you are liking the over in Cardinals Reds. And there was one more, right? The Jays, the half unit on the Jays.
Smaller on the Jays, but worth it at plus 250. Absolutely.
Okay. Jays half unit. Okay, beautiful. Oh, that's great stuff. I just absolutely love having you on the show on these Thursdays. So we do have to end the show a little bit earlier than usual today. Oh, and Jin Rummy saying Angels at plus 150 over 10 or better are playable. Angels line already dropped. That's from Jin Rummy. Okay, CFL. Let's get into CFL right now. First off, I was thinking about you Saturday night in that very, very exciting game in Hamilton, the Stamps against Hamilton. I want to ask you about what you thought about Arbuckle, because we had Drew come in saying this guy was underrated in college and has a lot of skills. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe he threw for 368 yards against the Ticats. And I was watching that game thinking about you, and there was drop passes. And now we have the Argos coming to Calgary, and the Argos, have been terrible, and this line keeps going up. It keeps going up. So the 2 things are happening. One, the total has gone down in the last hour. So there were 53s across the board pretty much. There's now 52.5s and 52s. And then let me go to the spread. The spread just keeps going up. People keep hammering the Stamps here. It opened at 10. It's now at 12.5. Argos, Stampeders. And I love hearing your breakdown after you got to see with your own eyes right in front of you this Stamps team play. So what do you think about Arbuckle and how are you going to hammer this game?
I'm not sure I would bet the Toronto Argonauts right now with my mortal enemy's money. Like, that is how much I think of the Argos right now. I think there's a pathetic football team. Pathetic in every area right now. There is not one phase of football this team's good at. Their offense stinks. Bethel Thompson is a has-been. The offensive line is just can't block, can't pass protect. The defense is always collapsing in on the quarterback. They can't run the ball. Their defense can't get stops. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. Oh, and their special teams, as we saw in that game against Winnipeg at Wild Wing last Friday night when we were all there, their special teams is a disaster. They give up 2 kick returns, one for a touchdown and one for almost a touchdown that got down to the 4-yard line. Toronto's 0-4 straight up. They're 1-3 against the spread. Their only cover and win was that 1-point loss against a BC team that we're finding out is not very good either. Their other 3 games, Saskatchewan, Hamilton, Winnipeg, they get outscored 144-42. In their 2 previous road games, the Argos have been outscored 80-28. There's no way, no frickin' way I take Toronto. They're unbackable. Calgary's off a loss. They don't lose 2 in a row. Nick Arbuckle and the Stamps were talking all week long that this is not a trap game. We can't look past the Argos. We're 2-2 in a very tough West Division. We need this game. I'll be honest, they should have beat Hamilton last week. They outgained Hamilton by 155 yards. They played well enough to win. What cost Calgary in that game? A kick return touchdown and a missed field goal return touchdown by Speedy B, Brandon Banks. Otherwise, that is a different outcome and scenario for the Stamps possibly in that game. They didn't play terrible, even though they lost. I think they roll in this game. I laid 10. I jumped on Calgary minus 10 as soon as that number came out because I knew it had to go up. Sure enough, it has. It went to 11.5. Now I see 12, 12.5. I think anything less than 2 touchdowns is worth a bet.
Oh, great breakdown. And Arbuckle looks real. Now, to me, if we know that the Argonauts have terrible special teams, we've not seen Calgary take advantage of a team with bad special teams this year. As you mentioned, those 2 returns by Hamilton completely changed the game. I still have a lean towards this over, even watching the market go down, especially if Calgary gets out to an early lead and can bring in the backups in the second half defensively, things like that. What do you feel about this total?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I would only look over because you worry in these blowout games, especially like we saw last week with Toronto and Winnipeg, where, it just got so lopsided for Winnipeg that they just completely eased off on defense in the second half. And that's when Toronto started to score a bunch of their garbage points. That could happen again here in this game. So that's your worry. So I would probably be interested in the over as well, especially if it comes, if the total drops a little bit further. As of right now, I'm not involved in the total, just Calgary laying the points. But I would be a little leery of the under because of what I saw last week. Bad kick coverage by the Argos that could set up Calgary with short fields to work with on offense, much like it did for Winnipeg last week. So, I would only look over from a total standpoint here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep an eye on the market right now and see what they are doing with it. But that's probably going to be my move right now. I love that you got the Stamps at 10. You've done such a great job this season and probably every season, but I've been watching you closely and CFL this season. You've done such a great job of hammering those numbers early, and it's a great lesson for all of us. Great work. But Bono, my guy, we got to go. I'm going to talk quickly about WNBA and then put a bow on this. Thank you so much for joining us, man. I absolutely love these Thursdays, and it meant so much to me that you would go all the way from Hamilton to hang with us. It meant so much to so many people there. You're just you put big smiles on people's faces. But Bono, much love to you. Where can we find you on Twitter? What shows you got coming up?
Smiles on faces, and hopefully today money in some pockets as well. That's definitely the goal. At Bobano on Twitter. As always, you can find me there. Opinions, I post plays daily on there as well. Lots of fun on Twitter, let's put it that way. And of course, I'll be hosting, as I always do, Saturday mornings, me and Drew Martin with the closing line show as we break down at the Saturday sports betting board. 11 a.m. every Saturday. Make sure you join us for that. And Drew Martin and I also doing a series of college football team preview videos to get you ready for the college football season. We've already posted some on the SBR YouTube channel. Make sure you keep watching those. We're going through all of the top teams in college football, giving you a little brief summary and outlook for them going into the new season. It's time to start thinking college football. It's only a month away.
Great stuff. There's our guy, Babano, jumped on the stamps early at -10. Russell Gordy taking Padres full game. I can understand that. I'm staying off of that Padres game. It just started right this second anyways. Also, with the game one of the Yankees-Rays, I'm not going to take the under 5.5. I feel like when guys like Herman and Shreen, those young starters, expect to pitch a day before, and then they wait all day, and then now they're going to be waiting with rain again, whether I don't want to take an under when there's that kind of, when their routine gets messed up in that situation. So I've got all of Babano's plays here written down so we can go over them again in the late show. Great stuff from our guy Babano. And then we have this WNBA game, and you guys seen 18-5 my last 23 MLB bets, and I just like seeing these plus signs beside all my action right now, and I've really taken a step back. I haven't been studying WNBA nearly as much. We have Raquana Williams now, 10-game suspension for a felony assault charge with a firearm. Sounds very exciting. Sparks are, going to be worse without Raquana in the lineup. And we're talking about a team that has no Parker, no Beard, no Vadiva, no Jones. I don't know how you back them. And then we have the Dallas team that's lost 15 straight games on the road dating back to last year. Aloha Eastside Roller says, I have this game capped at 155 and Dallas actually being the favorite with my numbers. I expect Dallas to keep it close against this team with nobody on it. So hearing that he's on it makes me want to jump on it. What I don't want to do, really, even though if I just blindly did whatever Aloha Eastside Roller was doing in WNBA, I'd be rolling. He's on the over 151. He's got a cap to 155 right now. That is at one. It's right at bookmaker got 150.5, but Pinnacle has it at 151.5. And when Pinnacle's leading the way in a situation, I just feel like that's a situation to take. So you know what? I'm going to get back in the well. I know we got to end the show right now. Rafa, could you just pop up the WNBA record? It's not very good. But small sample size, 7 and 8, then 1.22 units. And you know that my price is $100 on these WNBA games. They're low, but I'm gonna roll with exactly what Aloha Eastside's roll is doing, because it's going right with Pinnacle, moving to the 151.5. The Sparks are just decimated. It wouldn't surprise me if they step up and win. They're a sound basketball team, just like the Storm. Storm stepped up in the face of adversity. I don't doubt that the Sparks will, but getting 7 points here and seeing Pinnacle moving towards the over, and then knowing that correlates with a Aloha Eastside Roller are two plays I am going to make. So I'm going to jump right now on. Let's first get the total here. The total is at Flipper took under 152, and Flipper got me off of the under yesterday. And the over cashed easily. So you know what? Okay, you know what then? If Flip is on, and look, Ron Walsack's on the under too. Okay, that's great. Then, okay, you know what? Thank you guys for sharing that. I'll just take the 7. I'll take the 7 that the Wings can keep it close enough. I'm getting +7 and -101 at Pinnacle. Okay, I'll do that. Taking the Wings at +7, -101. Okay, quickly, we got to put a bow on the show. I am on the Phillies first 5 and the first 5 under 5, and I got to make those bets quickly. That game goes off in 22 minutes. Then I'm doubling up on overs in Jays Red Sox. First 5 over 5.5, full game over 10. Slightly concerning. I jumped on the Royals, and, taking a bad team as a favorite, as Jim Remy says, when you're making these bets 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, there's what he's saying is true. There's a ton of truth to what he's saying, and maybe I put myself in a bad situation. I just love the way Brad Keller's pitching right now. I've got the Royals first 5 -0.5, -110, full game -1, and then I'm going to take that lean off of the Yankees Rays game. First 5, that's off. I'm not on that. And then finally, do I have any late game action right now? Yes, I'm on that over 7. I'm on that over 7 in the Mets Giants. Over 7 to -120. And I'm on the Wings +7. And we have a ton of work to do on the afternoon show. I can't wait to do it. We're also going to talk UFC, and we're also going to have Al Max. It's going to be very, very exciting. Thank you guys all so much for watching. We have no show without you guys in this chat. There's my guy, Twatty Latte. All love to you guys. Let's have a big afternoon. Come back again in the black, and then break down the games in the afternoon show. Leche, hey, Los Bookmakers!